So, Elon Musk formerly seemed on the fence. He seemed to be RFK curious as the general election it took shape. And obviously, he launched Ron DeSantis' primary bid in that epic fail of a Spaces event.
Yes.
But in light of recent events, he is all in for Donald Trump in a pretty huge way. So here's this piece here.
All right. So, yeah, Elon is going all in on the Trump campaign. You can kind of see this coming. They've been kind of hanging out over the last few months, shooting off those AR-15s. Elon Musk has said he plans to commit around $45 million a month to a new super political action committee backing former President Donald Trump's presidential run, according to people familiar with the matter. Other backers of the group, called America PAC, include Palantir Technologies co-founder Joe Lonsdale, the Winklevoss twins, former U.S. Ambassador to Canada Kelly Craft, and her husband Joe Craft, who is chief executive of coal producer Alliance Resource Partners. I assumed the Winklevoss twins had, most of these Silicon Valley guys are for the very establishment Democrat Nancy Pelosi types who aren't going to mess with their money. So I'm a little surprised at that one.
The Israel thing has turned the tables on that. You got guys like Bill Ackman who are Democrats now saying they're going to support Trump. Like that has shaken that up a lot.
That's a good point. Formed in June, America PAC is focused on registering voters and persuading constituents to vote early and request mail-in ballots in swing states, according to one of the people. Oh, they learned their lesson with with Trump attacking early voting last time. The coalition assessed that the Democrats have historically had very robust get-out-the-vote campaigns and took note of the amounts of money that the Biden camp is dedicated to what are called on-the-ground efforts in swing states. America PAC will try to counter that. After this article published, Musk on X posted a humorous meme responding to it with the caption, "Fake news," and that's with a GNUS. Subsequently, he wrote, "Yeah," in response to a post that said Elon Musk went from being an Obama voter to pledging $180 million to elect DJT. The woke left really fucked up badly. Musk is currently the world's richest person with an estimated fortune exceeding $250 billion. The amount that he has said he plans to commit to America PAC is an extraordinary sum. While it can be difficult to trace the full scope of some political giving, the largest known donation of the 2024 election so far is $50 million given recently by the great-grandson of banker Thomas Mellon to a super PAC supporting Trump. He earned that money, right? America PAC has hired hundreds of employees for its efforts and has been registering voters, having conversations with constituents in swing states, and urging voters to request mail-in ballots, some of the people familiar with the matter said. According to a filing made on Monday, America PAC had $8.75 million in contributions for the 3-month period ending on June 30th. Musk had indicated that he planned to start his donations in July, one of the people said. Okay, so you get that. I mean, basically, he's increasing their funding by 500% in one fell swoop. Wow. In addition to Lonsdale, the Winklevoss, and the Crafts, the filing listed a number of other donors to America PAC, including several with close connections to Musk. Bloomberg News earlier said that Musk had donated to America PAC. The scale of his planned commitment hasn't been reported. Musk in March tweeted that he didn't intend to donate to either Trump or President Biden's campaigns. But the billionaire Tesla CEO has gotten closer to the former president in recent months. On Saturday, Musk formally endorsed Trump for president after a shooter attempted to assassinate the former president at a Pennsylvania rally. Quote, "I fully endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery, Musk said on X. In a subsequent post, he said, last time America had a candidate this tough was Theodore Roosevelt. The Wall Street Journal reported in May that Musk and Trump had been talking frequently in recent months and were developing a friendly rapport, and that Musk was helping organize a data-driven project to prevent voter fraud that Trump was briefed on. The article said the two men had also discussed a possible advisory role for Musk in a potential second Trump administration, something Musk later denied. So the whole thing about him having been an Obama voter, if you remember, being the owner of the world's premier electric car company, Musk was a liberal darling. I was mentioning to you, I remember they did a puff piece, a big one, on one of the news magazine shows, saying that he was the inspiration to Tony Stark, something that would be impossible. I don't think he was born when Marvel first introduced Tony Stark. But that was the level of liberal corporate media kiss-assery of Elon Musk, of their absolute adoration and worship of him. This has happened with a lot of figures. We talked about this with Russell Brand. I've mentioned it with Riley Gaines, who, while she didn't express any particularly left views, has become really a full-on right-wing conservative commentator in a way that she did not start out that way. Naturally, when people are coming at you to cancel you, to destroy you, to ruin your life, well, you're not going to continue to support those people. And when you're talking about the world's richest man and you flipped him with your charm offensive, well, now you got a real problem, because he has more than fuck you money. He has fuck country money.
And destroy you money.
He has destroy you money, and he can afford to give $45 million a month to this organization. What you're seeing, and I don't support this, and we've said this before, it is very sad that the country has been so given over to wealthy interests that the commoners like ourselves, we are really reduced to the role of peasants, in that we can only express our will through which of the aristocratic houses we align with. So there's a house of Musk, a house of Thiel, and then you've got a house of Soros, right? You've got a house of Zuckerberg, and you, for us mere peasants, we can only really express our will through the aristocrats that we pledge our loyalty to. That's a sick system.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's a sick system that allows for this. I mean, $45 million a month to a PAC. At what point does that violate the one person, one vote principle? Like, you have to ask yourself that question at a certain point, I think. And, the other significant part of this is that the shooting pushed Musk into this camp. This is a very high profile example of that, and a very significant one, given the amount of money that he's now able to pour into these super PACs. I mean, that's just massive. I mean, that's unbelievable. But that it had the political effect that I thought it would, which is put a lot of people who are hesitant about Trump into his column, not even because of Trump. And by the way, to make China Shill happy, I did look at the Caitlin Johnston versus Scott Ritter argument, where it was basically about the emotional response to the shooting. And what Scott Ritter said, I thought made a lot of sense. He's like, look, it doesn't matter what you feel about Trump. It wasn't just that Trump dodged a bullet that day. It's that America dodged a bullet that day. Because if that bullet were 1 inch over, you'd be in a civil war type situation now. Right. And that is not good for America. That is a civil war is not a revolution. A civil war is the opposite. A civil war is the powers that be watching us fight amongst ourselves and destroy ourselves. And that is not good. And one of the reasons why I love the movie so much that we reviewed a few months back is because rather than try and make some clever political point, it just gave you a very stark vision of what it would actually look like if the country got to that point. It'd be very
Right.
quiet, it'd be very fraught with tension every moment, everywhere you go. No one wants to live like that. No one wants to live like that. There is no revolutionary aspect to that. That is just a breakdown into violence and chaos, and we did avert that. And the fact that we averted that by 1 inch, I think put in a lot of people's mind, hey, you know what? The off-ramp to civil war is actually Donald Trump, not Joe Biden. Right?
Right. I think it left a lot of people feeling that way, which obviously is good for him. Donald Trump is emerging as the unity candidate.
Exactly. Not because he deserves to be, but because of the circumstances.
Right.
Because of the circumstances. I mean, I think it had that effect. I think it had that effect on Elon, and I think it had that effect on a lot of people.
Please clap.